Okay. Yeah, so we've got a total so far of 9, only 9 people. I gotta assume more people are gonna join. Hey, El Natan, what's cooking?
It's our times, Michael.
What's about, Shimmy?
Maybe people having hard times.
Hard times?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Zoom call. You don't have to even be Meitar for this, or whatever. Okay. Right. Are there any sirens over there by chance? No
Not at the
siren.
moment.
No siren. Let me know if you hear a siren because I'm not currently there. Okay, I'm gonna just send a quick reminder to people. Shoot. 1 second. Okay. Okay. I didn't. Okay, I think I sent this to everybody. So great. So listen, how's everybody doing? I know these aren't the best of times, but at least we have Meitar U here to distract everybody. I'm going to share my screen for this, where we left off last time. We were talking last time about the really important subject of warranty, right? We were talking about warranty and what is and I think I left off last time with the question, is there a difference? What's the difference, if any, between a warranty, let's call it in the context of software, and support? Also called maintenance, support and maintenance versus a software warranty. You see in this example of a software warranty where we say, look, the software will materially perform the functions in the documentation for 90 days. That's the warranty. Is there any significant difference between the two? And can someone tell me? Let's just see here if I can look at everybody. Is that possible? I should be able to do this. Yeah. El Natan, you're a real smart guy. Tell me what you think about that. Do you see any difference between warranty and support?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. The difference. Do you see any difference between warranty and support?
Yeah, warranty is, like a product warranty that it
We're
has
talking
to
about
work.
software. Yeah, let's say we're talking about software. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so software, so that the software will work the way it's supposed to perform in accordance with the documentation. So that's the warranty. And support is the level of support that the service provider, the software provider, provides with respect to the software, meaning how long does he fix bugs, how long does it take him to respond, when are they available to provide the support, etc.
Right. Why do we need warranty at all then? Why should I give them a warranty? They already have support. I give support. Someone has a problem. It comes with let's call it even. Sometimes you pay extra for support, but not usually, and certainly not in a SaaS. No one usually pays extra for support. It comes with it. I fix bugs, as you say, and isn't that what this warranty is dealing with? It's a
Does
bug.
support necessarily guarantee that they're going to fix it? They're going to try to fix it, but support is their assistance. But it doesn't mean that the warranty means it has to actually comply with the documentation as the elder said.
Right, and the reason for having both is that we are aware that software doesn't always work 100%, and we're okay with that. We just want to know what level of support we will be getting when things come up. So we're aware of it. We're okay with it. We just want to know what the level of support we're getting is. But a warranty is, this is what we're buying. If it doesn't work, then you're in breach because you guaranteed to provide us with this software that will work in accordance with the documentation, and it doesn't. So just like any product warranty, it goes the same for software. You didn't provide what you said you would, and it's under the warranty, then you have to, pay or breach the agreement or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I think you're both right, and it's it really does go to the remedy, right? I mean, what's the remedy here? We don't even say what the remedy is, right? Yeah, let me just close 1 second here. I'll be right back. I want to close this window. Yeah, it was just the IDF. Okay, sorry. No. So if the sorry, I'm getting an echo. If the warranty says it doesn't say that there's any remedies, and what's the really, it's a little unclear, I would say. I mean, everyone can see there's no remedy here. It just says it'll fix. Does that mean they actually can get a refund? It's a question. Let's continue. Keep that in mind. But the big difference then, usually what we see for support and maintenance is that it should only be based on commercially reasonable efforts. Whereas in a warranty, it's like, okay, I bought it. I bought whatever it is. In this case, it's a license. And if it doesn't work according to the warranty, the implication is, if you can't fix it, I get my money back. But that's not necessarily the remedy, right? Depends what the warranty says. So then you ask yourself, okay, so here, if there's no remedy stated, then are they entitled to a refund if you can't fix it? Maybe, yeah. I mean, they might say, hey, you didn't fix it, and I'm claiming I want to terminate the agreement. I want my money back. I mean, they could always argue that. Anybody can, customer can argue whatever he wants. But at least in this case, we're not offering the clear remedy in this example. Let's keep going. And
Yeah, but Michael, do you in the warranty clause, does it normally state what happens, or do you try to be silent to make it more amorphous? Like, do you normally state if the warranty is, because I don't recall seeing that in our license agreements, that if the warranty is breached, that you get your money back.
Right, because you wouldn't want to offer that if you're the licensor. You wouldn't want to warrant. You wouldn't want to offer that. But if you're the customer, you might suggest that. In fact,
but wouldn't it be just like, what's wrong with it just being you're in breach of the agreement, and therefore whatever the terms of material breach are apply?
Yeah, I mean that's the implication here, where if it doesn't materially perform, you're in breach, just like any other provision. Here it would be a breach of the, but the warranty, the implication is that it's more than, remember we talked last week that it's not a covenant, it's a warranty. So there is a separate legal basis for suing under a warranty versus just a breach of a provision or a covenant. So the implication of a warranty is that if you fail to meet it, then it would potentially result in some kind of a refund of what you paid. But before we get to that point, let's see what other examples we have, because it becomes more clear about what the options are. So when we talk about remedies, what are the remedies, right? So yeah, fix, you could say, commercially reasonable efforts. You could say that in a warranty. You could say, I'm going to fix it. A patch or a workaround is kind of, I don't know if you know the difference but a fix is actually fixing it. A workaround means you don't have the same problem anymore, but you didn't get to the root of the problem. You fixed the resulting problem, but not to the root.
Find a solution.
You find a solution, okay, but it's not necessarily a fix the software issue. But it doesn't start making these weird noises as it was, or whatever the problem was. You could offer a refund. That's there, but that's in software. In services, you would typically it's a little different, right? It's a professional services agreement, so you would reperform usually. Often you wouldn't offer a refund if you're the service provider. Hardware, it's almost always repair or replace, right? That's the language of hardware. I'm going to either repair it or replace it. You wouldn't use that language in software. It's not replacing software. I mean, that's not how software works. You fix it. And then there's an RMA process in hardware, which is the return. You have to ship the the hardware product back, or and then the new one is returned. And we'll get into these other issues about, is it the sole remedy? Is it not? What happens to the remaining period of the warranty? Should it be extended, or should it? If there's a second problem after the initial problem, it's only during the initial warranty period. Let's consider those issues when we see this next slide. So here is certainly a pro vendor software warranty, right? Let's where there is a remedy, the sole remedy. It's limited here. Sole remedy and entire obligation and liability for a warranty claim will be to make commercially reasonable efforts, not a very generous offer, to provide a fixed patch or workaround, which may be included in a future update. Meaning you're going to have to wait for this one, for reproducible defects. And that's a concept that you'll see often. Sometimes in a warranty language, or in a software license, in a service level agreement, which relates to support, an SLA. You'll say, look, if I can't reproduce the defect in my lab, then I can't fix it. So that's a reasonable limitation. It's common to say, not necessarily in a warranty. I mean, this is kind of an aggressive position in a warranty. It reported to Aqua in writing at no additional charge. Any fixed patch or workaround provided as part of the remedy will not recommence the warranty period. So this is anticipating the maybe the thinking or the request of the customer. It's pretty aggressive approach. Let's just keep going and see what we have next. Now here is it's a little small, but I'll try to increase the size.
Michael, can you just go back when the reproducible defects, is that the point of that, just to make sure that it's a material defect, that it's something that's happening ongoing?
It's a good question. It's not necessarily a materiality issue. It's a technical issue that some bugs, if you cannot reproduce them in your lab, then you can't fix it. It's not going to be possible, because you have to see how does it work. The customer complains, hey, it doesn't do this. It's like going to the doctor and you say, I've got a problem, it doesn't, I can't smell, and then, whatever. And the doctor is like, okay, but you're smelling now, so he can't reproduce the defect. So how does he know what's causing the problem? But let's keep going. Sarah, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So here is actually a pretty interesting. Why is this interesting? I'll tell you in a minute. It's a pretty interesting example. So here, or we'll get to the interesting example. Now here's why have I underlined so you have notice again, it's a 3-month warranty period. right? And so, but it's written pretty aggressively, but it gives up it gives up it gives a refund. It does say it does say return. So let's just read it. And the next slide will show the difference. It's very interesting because of the next slide, and I'll tell you why in a minute. The software, it says, for 3 months after, following delivery, the software will substantially conform to the documentation. Okay. Under normal use, without unauthorized modifications. Okay. Where operated according to the documentation. So you got to do all those things, which is reasonable. All these things are reasonable. Company's entire liability and user's sole remedy. And it's important to, I think, to say a sole remedy and to use that kind of language in a warranty, because why? Because you don't want to get sued for more than this, right? If you want a warranty to have a limited, if you're going to give a remedy, to make it the only remedy. Otherwise, I mean, they can sue you for other things, but this is a special benefit, right? Hey, you're going to get something in return. You're going to be able to get, in this case, a refund of your money that you paid. That's a real give. That's a real gift to the customer. I'm giving you a guaranteed refund of your money if I can't fix it. Basically, that's what it's saying. It says a return of the license fee paid to company for the software, resulting in the termination. That would end it, right? But at company's option, I could do one or two, or correction of the defect necessary to materially conform to the warranty, provided that and then the user makes makes the claim in writing that we determine the defect is not due to it's not their fault. But let's just go back, and again it says won't recommence, and okay. But let's look at now the next slide, which is a variation of the same clause. Now look at here the difference. Okay, and this is the interesting part. I've called this I increased the font size so you don't just kind of cut off at the top, but I called it a pro rata refund in quotes remedy. All right. Because it's not really a refund. It looks like a refund, but it's not really a refund. And so it says a pro rata, it says, so it's the same initial language, and you get to Roman 1, we're talking about a pro rata return to user of any prepaid license fees for the software covering the unutilized remainder of the license term. So what is that really, what's the difference here between this situation, Roman 1, return of the license fee, and a pro rata return of any prepaid license fees for the software covering the unutilized remainder of the license term? And I'd like to call on somebody here, and I'll say, Yoel Felsen. I don't see you, Yoel, but are you there, buddy?
Hi, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, nice to see you.
You too.
Yeah.
So I think the first one was they got a refund on, let's say it was a year term, and they're terminating it after 6 months. They would get a refund for the entire year's worth of fees, and the pro rata refund they'd only get for the second half, which hasn't been utilized yet.
Yes, but remember that they both say that it's only a warranty for 3 months following delivery, right?
Yeah, okay.
They both say that at the beginning, right?
Okay, so for that 3 month period, if they terminate after 1 month, then it's a question of if they get 3 months back or 2 months back.
Say that again.
If they terminate after the first month of the
right
agreement, so in a pro rata refund, they'd only get back 2 months worth of fees. And in the first situation, they would have gotten back all 3 months.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly. So here's a situation that's interesting. Okay. So I get, this is a real situation. Now, the original language of this clause didn't actually read this way. It said a pro rata return to user of the license fees for the software, paid for the software. It didn't say, it didn't have this clear language. But anyway, but putting that aside, I mean, that was just a clarity issue. But this is, but let's say it read this way. Now the client calls me or wrote me and says, look, I got a problem because see, you've suggested this language and all of my customers are saying, just delete this 3-month limitation and it should be for the entire term of the agreement. Okay. Now, let's say they did that. I mean, let's say they did that for, or forget it. This is the slide we're talking about. What do you say to that? I mean, what's the answer to that? They want the warranty for the entire term of the license. Is there any problem with that in this situation? I'll make it easier. Let's go to the first slide. Okay. How do you feel about removing that 3-month period, Yoel? You're still with me, buddy?
I'm still with you.
Yeah, good. How do you feel about removing this 3-month period in this first situation where you're giving a refund?
I mean, obviously, if you're the service provider, you want to limit it to 3 months. And technically, I guess if they terminate after 3 years, they could have to give a refund for 3 years if it's not pro rata.
Yeah, that would be absolutely outrageous. In fact, you wouldn't be able to recognize any of the revenue if you had to refund. If you gave a really long warranty period, there are accounting rules that would not permit you to recognize that revenue. If your warranty period, if you're subject to a refund, a full refund, if it goes beyond what's called market standard for a warranty period. Now, today, most cases are SaaS. Often the clients can terminate for convenience. If it's a month-to-month, doesn't really matter. But let's just say we're talking about, a year. It's a year term. That's common, right? You get a year, even if it's not SaaS. If it's SaaS, it's a year, or if it's on-prem, it's a year. It doesn't matter. But even if it's a year, I wouldn't want to give. I wouldn't want to give a long period beyond 3 months. In fact, if it's SaaS, I would go to 1 month for SaaS, just because I think it's more, it's less of I don't know why, but I seem to think that it should be a shorter period for SaaS. Maybe somebody else has an opinion on that, but it's a big difference, though, Yoel, isn't it? From the first situation to the second situation, what's the difference here? Do you have any, or maybe you do, maybe you have do you care? What if in this situation, the customer says, wait, no. I want for the term. I want this warranty for the term. Any issue? And this is a real live question. The in-house counsel, right? This is in-house counsel for the software company that has an on-prem solution said to me, well, they want to get rid of this I'm getting this a lot. What do I do?
I think it's not as bad if it's pro rata, because then you're only limited to what's been prepaid and not utilized. Sorry, that's my kid.
Well, why don't you get your kid on the line here and let's see what he looks like. No. I mean, whatever you want. I don't care. And don't worry about the kid. So
I'll pass on to somebody else.
Okay, we're gonna fair enough. I'm gonna go to Daniel Chomsky. How are you, Daniel?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, all right. So
Um,
sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm curious, what you think about this. Yoel started to answer, but he was saved by his child.
If
yeah.
okay, I think that the pro rata solution can be like a nice, maybe I think like a compromise, because it's going to be proportionate to the amount of the time of the remaining of the term.
Yeah.
So if like after, I don't know, if it's a year and like after, like you always said, like after 5 months, and they want to get the refund, or they want to like return the software. So they're only gonna need to pay them like half. So
Yeah, and if it's a 3 month,
think-
then the most that
Yeah.
they're paying, let's assume they pay for the whole thing up front, because that's not uncommon, right? You pay in advance you pay the whole subscription up front. It's not a monthly fee, but but if you give them in the middle of the term, if they can at any time, what is then you say, yeah, I think I would be okay with this. But so what is the real life then impact then? I mean, of this. So you're saying you would counsel, in-house counsel, to accept the 12-month, let's say, warranty, the full term of that license that this applies.
If they're persistent, so maybe like I give it, like the solution is gonna be like giving like a pro rata liability, and then maybe like we're gonna compromise. Like you have like 3 ways. You have the one that it's like 3 months, and the other one which is the whole term. So that maybe the solution is gonna be a pro rata, and then like both sides can be satisfied.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I highlighted the pro rata because it is key here to it is. In fact, I didn't even think about this at all until this in-house counsel called me up, or the other day. It's the first time in a long time that I've even considered this issue, because I don't usually draft warranties like this, because it's not really anything. It's a piece of crap for the customer. It doesn't give the customer anything.
Yeah, I wanted to say that in the beginning, that the 3 months are really short, and like giving only a 3 months. I don't know how it's with the.
It's almost irrelevant.
Yeah, because the company knows that, like they're like probably like certainly know that 3 months the software is gonna work with no problems.
I wouldn't say that because of
with
that.
no problem at all, but still.
No, I would not say it's because they know it's gonna. I mean, yeah, they don't expect any problem in any case. But if there is a problem with software, it usually comes in the beginning parts. But I think that my point is that if you're going to give only a pro rata refund, meaning, if they can terminate at any time and during the term, it doesn't, and in month 6 that they terminate, then they only get the prepaid portion after, that they didn't use, the unutilized remainder of that license term. So in effect, all this is giving is a right to terminate the agreement for breach and get your money back, meaning those are your actual damages, because you didn't get to use the software for the rest because it's now terminated. It's totally reasonable to give that refund because it's like a breach, and those are the actual damages. Those are the direct damages. So when I said this, I said to the the in-house, you know what, you can give this up, the 3 months. Fine, as long as you keep this pro rata refund concept. Of course, if you go back to if the refund is the other way here in this slide, that it's a return of the license fees paid, not a pro rata, then that's got to be limited to a short period of time. I think that's the key takeaway here, right? Because it really, the two are connected. right? How long is the license? How long is the license period? How long is the warranty period? And are you giving a real refund, or is it really a disguised refund? It's only pro rata. It's not really a refund of covering the period you used it. Anyway, so that's the takeaway on that one. Let's keep going to the next slide. I'm sorry, does anyone have any questions on that? And feel free, please.
Michael,
Anybody?
just a quick question. This is Nacho. So what
Yeah.
is more common in your experience?
Well, it's interesting. You know, I like the pro rata refund language. And I think it was Jonathan Zaluf who must have written this it was Sysis, the client, who wrote this. And you know, so I think that if it's a more clever description here, you know, this pro rata refund language. It really, Nacho, you know, it really goes, it really differs from template to template. The old style, you know, is you know, might be something as similar, you know, as brief as this one, you know, hey, we don't give you a remedy. That's the equivalent, you know, if you don't want to give a remedy, fine. You know, then you get your actual damages. In fact, I don't even give you, you know, you have to prove your damages. Of course, if you terminate the agreement, and then you probably would be entitled to at least a pro rata refund. Anyway, so I don't really have a great answer for you. But I think that it depends if you're pro customer or you're pro vendor. If I'm pro customer, I want a refund of the money I paid if it didn't work during a certain, you know, warranty period. If I'm a vendor, I don't want to offer that at all. Anybody else? Okay. So here's the services. Try to reduce the font on this. Is it, or here, let's see here. Okay, well, whatever. So, okay, so this is a professional services warranty description, right? Professional services, you know, that's the typical warranty language. You know, it's a professional and workmanlike manner, right? Doesn't really say a lot, but right, you usually don't say warranty. It's not a warranty to a spec or a specification, because it's just a service. I mean, it might be if there was customization of software, you probably would have, you know, some kind of warranty that it meets the spec. But here, this is in this case, you know, it's some other type of service. It could be implementation. It could be, it could be, you know, another type of service other than support and maintenance. So let's read it. It's an Amdocs warrants that the service will be performed in a professional and workmanlike manner. Customer, and this is kind of clever, will report any alleged breach within 30 days. Now, this is often, you don't see this. You just see, oh, you know, professional workmanlike manner, you know, and so you don't even say that, you know, anything about how long you're giving that warranty. But see, Amdocs was clever. You know, you got to tell me in 30 days, unless a longer period is in the order, and your sole remedy and sole obligation, or my obligation solely, is to re-perform the service. So that's a common pro vendor or pro service provider concept. Okay, yeah, I'll do it again. I'm not offering you a refund.
Michael.
Yeah.
So how is this difference from just giving support? It's very limited.
Wait a minute, I'm just, is this Shimmy talking?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I couldn't see you, but because my screen isn't showing everybody. Now I see it. So, okay, it's not, what's your question? Why is it support, or what's the question?
No, it looked like just giving support. What is the warranty here?
Okay,
Just
so
re-perform
just to
it.
be clear, we're not here talking about a support and maintenance service level agreement. You know, that's the context So, but you're asking, looks like just a remedy that you would give in a support, in a
Yes.
support and maintenance, service level agreement. Yeah. But you know, what else is there? I mean, you know, if they don't like the service, I'll do it again and do it correctly. I mean, that's sort of, it's not unreasonable. The point I think is that we're not giving, it's stated that we're not, you know, we're not offering a refund. Of course, if you, it's not reasonable in the sense that, what do you mean you're going to reperform? But if you don't fix it on reperforming, well, then I want to, you know, then it is a breach. So I mean, that's what's missing here if you're the customer. But anyway, sorry, I jumped ahead. But this is, it's not, you know, this is not uncommon for pro service provider, professional service language. I think the key takeaway also is that you should try to limit that warranty, you know, that offer, especially if you're going to give a refund. You would certainly try to limit the period in which they can claim it. Remember, it's not the only type of remedy under the contract. I mean, it could be, you know, maybe you don't need you know, it's not just warranty is not the only type of obligation, or it's not the only type of claim that you can make. You know, maybe it's just a breach of a covenant and they can sue for breach of contract. This is just a warranty that it's done in a professional way. So let's keep going. What is this? Okay, sorry. So I need to go up a little so we can see. This is for hardware, right? So the typical hardware warranty is 12 months, right? Unlike, as we said, certainly in a full refund warranty shouldn't be more than, for software, it shouldn't be more than 90 days. If it's, you know, as we said, it depends, you know, it may not matter the warranty period for software if you are only giving a pro rata refund. But for hardware, it's almost always 12 months. Okay, and we talked about repair, replace. Let's see how it reads. During the initial 1-year period, commencing on the date the product is purchased, as evidenced by their sales receipt, Axana warrants, subject to the terms and conditions of the section 5. Okay, that's probably, you know, there's some exceptions, that the warranty components will be free from defects in material and workmanship. So that's magical words. Those are the free from defects in materials and workmanship, and will substantially comply with specs set out in the documentation. Now this is a difference, right, from the software warranty, where you're really only talking about compliance with spec. Here it's free from defects in material and workmanship. Sometimes you even see, you know, defects in design, materials, and workmanship, all three of those things. But it really does depend on what the you know, if design was relevant for the hardware that was being delivered. I mean, if the hardware vendor was designing something, then yeah, you probably would want to design, you know, the warranty to relate to design as well. So does anyone have any question about that, guys? Okay, yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So we talked about no warranty for support maintenance. Oh, we didn't, but you shouldn't. Don't give a warranty for support and maintenance. Okay, remember, there's a difference. Sometimes you see that. I warrant that the maintenance and support is going to be given in a certain level. No, I'm not doing that. That's different. Warranty is not support, and support is not warranty, and I'm not warranting support. Okay, those are different things. And just don't accept that. Right? It's just it's a mix-up, and you know, because why not? Why not? I mean, come on. Let's take the other side. Okay, here we go. Who are we gonna ask? Kelly Brahami, are you there? Kelly, I see your name. Kelly.
Yes.
Aha. Kelly, can I see your face too? Is that possible? You don't have to if there's a problem.
No, like the voice is okay. Like
If there's an issue, if there's an issue, as Jonathan Zaloof might say. if there's an-
next time.
Next time, no problem. I mean, I'll respect that. I won't ask why. Okay. So, Kelly, in your anonymous way, can you please explain, or what your thought is? Why not give a warranty for maintenance and support? And if you don't know, that's okay.
Trying to think about this. Because I have the impression that the warranty it's on top of support.
It's on top of, meaning it's in addition to support.
Yes, it's an addition to support, but
It is an addition.
it's an obligation.
Well, what's the difference between the warranty support? I mean, what's the difference? Remember?
But yes, because support is an obligation.
Support is a covenant, okay? But the actual, what's the typical? Remember, what's the typical promise for or whatever? What is that obligation for support? Putting aside the SLA details that you might see, the service level details.
It's to fix vulnerabilities, to fix what's going wrong.
But that's what a warranty says. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. So what do you mean? What's the difference? Come on, there's one important difference that in the scope of the obligation. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, fine. Anyone want to, what is
scope of the services that you said, you mentioned it earlier, is just to be commercial reasonable effort.
Okay, yeah. So that's the big difference. You got it. Your level of your scope of your obligation for support and maintenance should really only be commercially reasonable efforts, because that's the market standard. And yeah, you might have a service level agreement that talks about, okay, if it's uptime, that's 99.95% uptime. And if they talk about fixing bugs according to the severity level, but still it should be commercially reasonable efforts to fix the bug. If it's a severity 1 problem, meaning it's down and it's not working at all, but still it should be commercially reasonable efforts. And then, because that's, you want that, you want to have a limited scope of exposure, let's say, for a breach of support and maintenance. But so I'm not going to give a warranty because it kind of conflicts, I'm not going to give a warranty for support because it conflicts with that idea. A warranty is really not going to be commercially reasonable efforts. That was that example, even though that other example spoke in those terms, it was, for warranty that we saw earlier. And, I'll just go back to it. Where, it was here, commercially reasonable efforts to fix it. That's not really fair. I mean, that's not a warranty. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna go. So what is this thing here? Let's gonna go. So was that the last point? Sorry. Evaluation beta or other freebies. So there's no warranty for evaluation. Like, you don't give a, if you're giving an eval, right? It's a license, for, to evaluate. Or it's a beta version. It doesn't have all the all the functionalities. It's free. In other words, you don't get a warranty for free. software. Okay, nobody does that. Okay. So what's next? Exceptions, right? There should be exceptions in your warranty, right? Right? Like all the gotchas. It's not the you didn't install, the software is properly installed. It's used in accordance with the documentation. You didn't modify it. It's made in the warranty period, the claim that you made, and it's reproducible. Okay, I don't know about the reproducible part, but yeah, okay, fine. Let's see. Here's an example. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. And let's go up so we can see the whole thing. So warranty will be subject. The warranty will be subject to the software. Okay, it's a little weird, strangely written, but fine. The warranty will be subject to the software, A, having been properly installed and used at all times in accordance with the applicable documentation, not having been modified by persons other than Aqua or its authorized representatives. Provided, however, that A, the warranty claim is made in writing, B, Aqua determines that the defect is not due to any, it's kind of funny. They talk about misuse, abuse. How can you, well, I guess misuse is more relevant than abuse. It's not child abuse, okay? This is software. It's kind of ridiculous, but that's the language. Negligence, how are you gonna be negligent? Okay. I mean, it's software, right? It's unauthorized repair is probably more relevant, or modification, right? How are you gonna modify software is a really good question as well, right? I mean, I guess you could combine it with something else that causes the problem, right? But you don't have source, so what does that mean? Modify the software. You can't modify software without source. You can connect it to something else. So these are things that are, I mean, maybe you reverse engineered it. Well, that would certainly void the warranty because now you modified it. Okay. All right, so these are the, yeah, go ahead.
We need to prove or to show that it's have been properly installed.
Well, these, I think it would, as an evidentiary issue, is that what you mean? I think that it would probably have to be, on the software licensor to come back and say, you did, this is why it doesn't work. It doesn't work because you didn't install it correctly. You shouldn't have to prove as a customer,
So it's like a defense claim that.
Yeah, it's a defense to the claim, the warranty claims. Okay, yeah, I've examined the problem, or I checked it out, and it wasn't done correctly. You're the fault. You're the cause of it, customer. Yeah. So you don't want it to recommence the warranty period. That's pretty standard. And if anybody, I mean, at most, if you have a really, if the customer has a lot of leverage, they might insist that but you wouldn't want to, even if they have a lot of leverage, I wouldn't extend a warranty period beyond a couple months if you have to agree on that. In other words, if it's a 6-month warranty, or in a hardware situation, 12-month warranty, I wouldn't extend the warranty more than a couple months beyond that. That would be that's kind of unreasonable. But so let's keep going. All right, the next part of a warranty, you really should have a disclaimer. You got to have a disclaimer, meaning I'm giving a warranty, but everything else is disclaimed. It's what you see is what you get, and nothing else. So in the United States, we have the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC. It's been adopted by every single state in the United States except one. Does anyone know which state that is? I'm gonna ask anybody who would know that. Nobody knows the answer to that question. Okay, that's stupid. I shouldn't ask anybody. All right.
Only Google.
Yeah, Google. Don't look it up. Yeah, if you want. It's Louisiana. So, but it doesn't. So every single state has adopted the UCC. what happened here. The UCC has implied warranties, right? So that's why in a warranty disclaimer, you'll say there's no implied warranties, because there are implied warranties unless you disclaim them in the UCC. Warranty, implied warranty of merchantability. I don't, what does that even mean? It's merchantable. Go look that one up. Meaning it works basically, they all mean something similar. It works according to, so the way it should work, whatever that means, it's merchantable. Fitness for particular purpose, never agree to that. Meaning, which purpose or the purpose? No, I mean, it works according to spec. That's what I'm for software that I'm willing to say. I'm not willing to say it's fit for the purposes that you are planning to use it for. Okay, that's something else. I'm not warranting that. That's an implied warranty under the UCC, unless you disclaim it, and you want to exclude just if you modify it, that kind of thing. We have similar, I guess. You guys already know this because you're familiar with the sale law of 1968 in Israel, but I won't get into that. So here is a typical disclaimer, and you guys all here? Okay, somebody say something, because I've lost my screen for some reason. Somebody, I'm going to ask Sarah to say hello.
Hi,
Sarah?
we're here.
Okay, awesome.
Hello.
Who's that?
That wasn't me.
Okay.
That was me doing a fake Sarah.
Okay.
Didn't realize I spoke so high with a high pitched voice on the time.
It's funny because I
That was
recognize
the highest I can go.
anyway, so I recognize everyone's voice, but I can't see anybody now. I don't know what happened. Okay, so disclaimers here. Let's look at this, because you gotta, these are big capital letters and it's easy to gloss over. It's that wonderful thing that is, it's not what you would expect. I mean, the reason why you have these in solid letters is because actually the UCC, the Uniform Commercial Code in the United States, says it has to be, it should be prominently, any disclaimer should be prominently set out in a contract. So that's why they put it in solid caps. But it's harder to read. Who can read solid caps? You're not used to reading solid caps. So, but let's try, except to the extent provided otherwise in this section, right? So there is presumably a section 11 that gave the warranty. The software and any services are provided on as is, as available, meaning nothing. You get what you see. What you see is what you get. There's no other warranty. And all express implied, that's the implied warranties, and statutory warranties. Maybe even that there's some law that gives a warranty. It doesn't matter what that law says. Including, here are the includings. Any implied warranties of merchantability, fitness for particular purpose, title. Yes, there is such a thing, that you have title, an implied warranty, that you have the title to give the software. Non-infringement. There is an implied warranty of non-infringement under the UCC, and perhaps other statutes, or quality of service. If there is an implied warranty of quality, we're disclaiming that as well, or that otherwise arise from a course of performance or usage of trade. Meaning, I've been doing this for every single time in our last 7 contracts. That's the course of performance, or everybody in the market in this industry does it a certain way. So you should give that same warranty. That's usage of trade. Then no, that's disclaimed as well. So those are all disclaimed warranties. And so basically that's it, are hereby disclaimed. It should be disclaimed, not disclaimer. Yeah, let's fix that. Aqua does not make any representation, warranty, guarantee, or condition regarding the effectiveness, usefulness, reliability, completeness, or quality of the service, or that use of the software will be uninterrupted, secure, error-free. Now, this is a mouthful, and we have 3 minutes left, and I'd like to ask Sarah Weinberger. Are you there, Sarah? Sarah?
I'm here.
Okay, Sarah. Do we need all this? If you want a disclaimer.
I mean, it's good to have.
Nice to have. You like the
Nice.
nice to have it all. But isn't it? It seems like it says like a lot. It's a lot of words here. Let's say the client says, I want a really short agreement. So what are you gonna do?
I mean, I think the as is is essential.
Yeah, okay. I agree. I like the as is too. I think what about the implied parts?
I think you can get rid of them, but expressing them.
I think you need to have the implied warranties of almost everyone agrees that there's no implied warranty of merchantability or fitness for particular purpose. Okay, those two.
You mean
gotta-
that by definition just doesn't exist? You can't have an implied.
No, it's gonna be implied under the UCC. These warranties under the UCC in the United States will apply if you don't disclaim them.
So then you must disclaim.
You must disclaim an implied warranty of merchantability and a fitness for a particular purpose. But does it really matter that you disclaim the title a warranty of title, or warranty of non-infringement, warranty of quality of service? I don't know that I don't think under the UCC there's any implied warranty of quality of service, but there is an implied warranty of title or non-infringement. What about those two? They go to the issue, I think similar issues. I own it or I don't infringe. So what about that, Sarah? What do you think about that? Do
I think those are nice to have. I don't think those are as essential as the first half.
Yeah, and why is that, Sarah? Why are they only nice to have? Why do I not care then if I'm a licensor?
Because what is the actual claim against you? If you don't disclaim it as, if you don't state the warranty is that the software is provided as is, then then you're essentially stating that you're providing in.
Well, if there's let's focus on non-infringement, right? So if I
That would have
don't
to be
disclaim
true.
it, they have the right to say that if there's an implied warranty of non-infringement. So is that a problem? Why is that not a big deal? In other words, because you're saying I don't really need it. It's only nice to have.
You're saying what do you if you don't put the disclaimer in, then you're stating that there's an implied warranty that it's non-infringing.
Right. I am.
I mean, I don't think
that.
that's such a big deal to state that. That's why. I
That's
feel like
right. It's not a big deal to state that because you usually do say that actually expressly. Most licensors, if they're getting paid,
for that anyway.
they're willing to give. You give an indemnity for infringement. Even if you don't give a warranty against infringement, you're going to give some kind of an indemnity. If you're getting paid, you're going to give it, or the customer is going to ask for it. So what's the big deal? I give an implied warranty of non-infringement. I don't really care. Fine, delete it. I always agree. If somebody deletes that, fine. I'm not going to argue that point.
Well, what is title stating?
That
like-
I have good title, that someone else doesn't own it.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that's true. I own it. There's not much of a risk there. So that's why it's not a big deal, but you do want to disclaim, merchantability, fitness, particular purpose. So guys, it's already 1 o'clock and I guess we'll pick up from where we left off in 2 weeks from now. We're almost done with warranties, but geez, it keeps going. It's a long subject. All right, so stay safe, everybody, and be in touch.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thanks.
Okay, guys.
you, bye.
See you in
Stay safe, guys.
2 weeks. Bye-bye.